Here is Nicola Benedetti back with us once again.
Oh,
what a
so nice
treat to have you.
Thank you for having me back.
With this rarely done Szymanowski concerto. We've never had it at Heinz Hall before.
I have just discovered that. The orchestra were telling me they've never done it before. They don't sound like they've never done it before. That's for sure.
You have done it before.
I have.
Why do you love it?
I was actually talking with the conductor about the first time I heard the concerto was maybe 14 or 15 years old. I went to a concert of London Symphony Orchestra and listened to Christian Tetzlaff perform this concerto and just thought, what just happened? It's like the most fantastical dream that happens for 20 something minutes that doesn't stop. There are no movements or interruptions. It's just a constant merging of one sound into the next, and so brightly coloured and diversely coloured, very unusually thickly done for a violin concerto, but he he really knew what he was doing, so it was very well scored. Just enough, if the conductor works enough on the balance, the violin still can sing through. So that was the first time I heard the concerto, and a couple of years later I was studying with a Polish violin teacher, and he was a huge champion of Szymanowski's music and suggested I learn it, and I had stuck in my memory that performance, so I was definitely up for it.
Do you know anything about the composer, Karol Szymanowski? He was with us through the first part of the 20th century, and he's a great Polish musical hero, but I don't think the rest of the world knows him that well.
I think they're starting to much more now. I mean, not so dissimilar to Korngold. Szymanowski is most definitely experiencing a revival. I think there's a lot of people championing his first and second violin concertos. Some of the smaller miniature works have been a part of many instrumentalists' recital programs for a long time, and also the symphonies. I know London Symphony Orchestra did a Szymanowski cycle recently. He's becoming more appreciated, and rightly so.
His star continues to rise.
Yes.
And the violinist can be heard throughout the whole piece.
Yes, if you, like I said, if you have a big enough sound, and if the orchestra is encouraged to balance with you. And I think there are enormous numbers of doubling of voices, so sometimes you have 3 or 4 different instruments playing similar things, and of course that gives a certain kind of texture and colour that you cannot have without a variety of instruments playing the same notes, but it does of course then add to the volume. We have a celeste, and we have a piano, and it's 2 harps, and it's a lot of colours.
There's a killer cadenza.
Yes, not written by Szymanowski. It was written by the gentleman that he wrote the concerto for. They actually worked very closely together, and you can sort of tell in some places in the cadenza it may not quite be him, but it's, obviously he approved of it.
Thank you so much for working with our young people at the Creative and Performing Arts High School in downtown Pittsburgh. That was great.
That was very fun, yes. It was great to hear them and get to chat with them a little bit, and I just like entering into their world. I sort of don't enter those circumstances too with anything that's too prescribed or dictated. I'm just sort of getting to know them, letting them get to know me a little bit, and I played for them, they played for me. We worked on an ensemble piece of music, and then that was wonderful.
You make a habit of doing that. You came in early to do it. I mean, you didn't have a rehearsal. You worked with the young people at the high school. Yeah,
it's something I do all the time. I put on sort of my own workshops and do a lot of master classes, and I try to, in the UK at least, I do things that are that always have a kind of dual goal. One is absolute inclusivity, so we'll have up to 150, sometimes 200 young string players coming to play a relatively simple piece alongside me. I coach them, I play for them, they can ask any questions, I hang around and take photos with each and every one for 2 hours afterwards, that's a commitment.
Sure.
And then equally to demonstrate to that enormous group of people the excellence that is in their area. So I'll also work with, you know, the best young college students that are there and are good enough to play incredibly difficult pieces, and we'll work on that together, and then we sort of perform before or after the younger or less experienced ones. And it's very difficult to, when you're dedicating your time within a very demanding life of trying to be on top of your instrument all the time and trying to be really improving as a musician, an instrumentalist, a violinist. I mean, all of those things are a lifetime of work. But if you are really keen on educative work, it's important for me to try to make the maximum impact with the things that I do,